You sell it, we ship it. Put the strength of Amazon's technology and transportation network behind your business. When you ship with us, your brand name's on the box. Get seamless pickups, transparent rates.
You already know what Fortnite is. We can skip the intro. Hi, everybody. I'm here on vacation. Even I gotta take breaks every once in a while. All right, let's start. Our first time point is a simple one. The Big Bang. When the big old bang happened, the universe as we know it went from not existing to probably existing. The universe would build itself, it would grow, it would evolve, so on and so forth. It's why we all exist now. However, before the Big Bang, there was the nothing, this being the concept of nothing, the concept of not existing as a cosmic entity that existed for an undetermined amount of time. So when the bang decides to big, it suddenly produced the 0 point as a second unfathomably powerful omnipotent being. We don't really know what it is, but it sure is. The 0 point is the polar opposite of the nothing, and supposedly is capable of linking together every universe that has shown up since the Big Bang, making it so each reality could reach each other through the 0 point through like reality shenanigans. Now this would be the case for about 99.9999998% of all of time. We're already almost done with the timeline. No, I'm just messing with you. The last 0.0000002% is where things start falling apart. One day, possibly thousands of years ago, a faction showed up called the Imagined Order, led by this guy named Geno showed up, with the goal of creating the perfect genetic society. And so he took a nice old gander at the 0 point and was all like, crackers, man, we gotta get that blue stuff and put it in a box. So they got that blue stuff and they put it in a box, trapping the 0 point in this place called the Bridge. Alongside Geno, members include his two daughters, the Imagined and the Order. Great names, I'm sure he thought real hard about those ones. We also got Dr. Sloan as a second in command, alongside Agent John Jones, who in terms of being important to the Imagined Order, he's just okay. But in this overall tale, he's a special little friend who we will all love by the end. The Order sends Agent Jones to be experimented on in the 0 point. In response, it creates a new type of person called a snapshot, with this snapshot being Jonesy the First, just good old default player Jonesy. Physically, Jonesy the First was present, but mentally he was about the same as a scared deer you would run over in the deep Midwest. The Order then continues to learn and use the 0 point, firmly grasping and taming what can only be described as the mother of everything to ever. Eventually, with all this new stuff learned, the Imagined Order is going to go and create the most despicable and rotten and mischievous thing comprehensible with this silly old blob of blue, and for thousands of years forced the creation of the Loop, which involves abusing the 0 point to grab worthy-ish people from all kinds of realities and universes where they would fight for 22-minute cycles in the Battle Royale gameplay, where top combatants might just get recruited to join the Imagined Order, or in some cases, they downright escape the Loop with no consequence. For example, Batman does it, so it just requires Batman-level skill. If you want to know what the Loop is like, just go play Fortnite. That's what the Loop is. Like, every game is canon, every death is canon, and the storm is like an extra thing that comes from the Loop, preparing to happen over and over until potentially the end of time itself. And all of this has been taking place located at the center of it all at Reality Zero, the name for this location, for this cycle, for this sick and twisted plan the Imagined Order is brewing in the demonic realm of Fortnite. Every person stuck on the island is referred to as a looper. They lose a good chunk of their memories, and with very, very few exceptions, unless they break out of the loop, are unable to speak. Now, the Imagined Order, I won't lie, they've been kind of uncool fellas this whole time, with the whole never-ending fight to the death thing, and it gets especially bad when a looper gets to leave the loop. Snapshots then show up. Treat all of this stuff like catch-alls and ways to justify all of these characters and crossovers being able to stay in the game for so long without any issues in their respective existences. Marvel, DC, Star Wars, sports, Capcom, basically anything that is not Nintendo will have their characters or people dragged in here one way or another. Their characters will win relatively early on, and then an endless supply of them are going to show up via snapshots. Or not, you know, it's completely illogical and stupid when these characters are all canon and count and show up in each battle pass. It's stupid. It's dumb. I don't like it already. The problem with a lot of these characters is that they can be taken at points where it completely obliterates their respective narratives. With all superheroes, it's not a big deal, but you can make a new Superman, you can make a new Iron Man, it's fine. The same thing happens with Rick and Morty. It's technically canon because there's infinite Ricks and infinite Mortys, so it makes sense. But then we got Peter Griffin, and Family Guy will collapse upon itself without Peter Griffin. And then we also got like all the anime characters who are taken in their primes, and then like deliberate spider people who are established and emphasized as necessary to their worlds. What do you do then? What's gonna happen when Sonic bounces around in Fortnite land? Honestly, it doesn't matter. We can ignore it. The fun thing about a multiverse story is that you can just say a multiverse happened and that removes all need to make confidence where these characters come from. We can just say they got taken from different worlds from the main ones, and it's fine, you know? Plus, Fortnite doesn't respond to my DMs, so I guess we'll never know. I just gotta stress this. The Imagined Order's been in control for millennia. They've been out and about stealing as many people as possible from all kinds of realities just because it's funny. The problem with having infinite people getting stuck in your loop is that eventually the infinite people stuck in your loop are gonna accumulate at least a few who are gonna resist the very thing you got going on. With that being said, this is the 7. We got a team of 6.5 members who want to go around and protect the 0 points, so all universes can finally stop being dragged into Fortnite. First up, we got the Foundation. This is Dwayne Johnson. This is the leader. We don't gotta worry about this guy. He's fine. Then we got the that one. If I mispronounce it, it's fine. I'm told she does cool stuff. Then there's the Scientist. He's a scientist. The Imagined and the Order will leave the Imagined Order just out of guilt. Good for them. And then there's the Origin and the Visitor, who I'm gonna save until we get there. Along with this resistance, we also gotta deal with the last reality, this basically being the folks who work with the Nothing. See, Nothing and 0 Point got a lot of beef. The 0 Point keeps making life. The Nothing wants Nothing to be around. So the Nothing nabbed an army capable of sending things like zombies and Kevin the Cube to goof up the Imagined Order's testing of the loop. So the Nothing has agreed to spare this reality just so the rest of it can be nothing. The last reality as such has a simple goal: make every other reality freaking die. And so Reality 0 has to go. They really only have 2 characters of importance right now, those being the Cube King and the Cube Queen. And even then, the King did the math. He thought about it, he realized, wait a second, every other reality besides mine is a lot of deaths on my hands. I don't know if I'd like that very much. And he didn't like that very much. Instead, he grabbed one of those sticks and blanket things I see in every cartoon, but I don't know what they're called, and